Justin Lewis. I'm one of the brokers here at Kevo Properties. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm really excited for you to join this webinar. And maybe you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma City, or Dallas, Texas. We've got branches. We're expanded rapidly, and we're really excited to talk to more people just like you interested in getting real estate. We have an excellent program, the best I've ever seen. I've been in real estate for 16 years. I've worked for the big box brokerages, and I've worked for small brokerages, right? I've started my own, and I found that ultimate solution to my problem in real estate was the Kevo system, which is exactly what we train our agents full-time and part-time to get right out in the field. We have a mentorship program that trains them every step of the way. Hey, there's no reason for you to figure this all out yourself. Let's tell you how to do it, and let's work as a team. That's exactly what we do at Kevo Properties. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Why now is a great time to get in real estate, maybe the best time ever. Why Kevo Properties is better than every other choice out there, and how to get started. You know, we have our own real estate school, Kevo Universities, and we make it as easy as possible to get signed up at home, at your own pace, get your real estate license, and let's get to the fun part, which is what? Making money part-time in real estate or full-time, right? So glad you're tuned in. Let's check this out. Let's get started with why now is an excellent time to get started in real estate. Okay, so let's talk about why right now is maybe the best time ever to get into real estate. And it's gonna have to do with the baby boomers. So we're gonna have to take a real quick history lesson to figure out what's going on with these 80 million babies that were born that make up the baby boomer generation. Right now, this is anybody born between 1946 and 1964. And we have to pay attention to them because this is a huge customer base that owns over 50% of all the houses in America, right? And they own almost 50% of all the wealth in America. So that's super important. They've been changing this industry in the past, and they're changing it again right now, which is making it an excellent time to get involved in real estate that you definitely don't want to miss. So look, they have changed many different industries during their lifetime. 1927, they changed Gerber baby food, right? Not very many people may have known what that was until 80 million babies hit the market and started buying up Gerber baby food, and now we've heard of them for the last almost 100 years. Happened again in the 60s with the Ford Mustang. It debuted in 1964, maybe the new cool sports car, and they couldn't believe, they were overwhelmed with the number of orders that they took, and they were not ready for the buying power of this generation. We saw it again in the 80s. Not as cool of an example, and I hope some of our viewers out here aren't offended, but it has to do with what? A boxy, sliding doors, the minivan, right? It was huge. You can't take kids to soccer practice and all around town in that sports car anymore. And so the minivan just blew up, and everybody, I'm sure, grown up or had a minivan in their family at one time or another. So, hey, we're here to talk about real estate. So let's see what that means in terms of real estate right now. Okay. Baby boomers first started entering the real estate market around 1980. And I don't know if you remember, or maybe you can ask a lender friend or a family member, 1980 was not a great year. Interest rates were huge, around 15, 14, 16% interest. I can't even believe right now we see 5%, we think something's going wrong, right? They had a boom at 16% interest. Now, they start entering the market, and what are they doing? They're buying first-time homes, right? They're buying their first home, 1,200 square feet. As time goes on, 1,600 square feet, maybe they're moving up to 2,200 square feet. If you can believe it, by 2007, the average size home, square foot wise, was around 3,500 square feet, right? So it's always just the buying generation, bigger and better. All of a sudden, in 2007, we see a bit of a downturn in terms of the size of home being sold. It starts actually getting smaller each year after 2007. Now, why would that be? Now I know, is it 2008, there was a financial crash, and it doesn't have to do with that. And so if we really look again at the baby boomers and we track what's going on in 2007, baby boomers start turning 65. Now what happens when you start turning 65? You start having conversations like, why are we still in this big home? Hey, I haven't used that upstairs game room since last Christmas. Matter of fact, it still has the carpet lines. That pool, I'm paying for it to be cleaned. This big yard, we're paying for it to be mowed. We don't need all this space. We don't go upstairs anymore. You know what? I'd like to downsize. Another thing they're saying is, I would like to think about retirement, and maybe on more of a fixed income, I need to downsize into something more affordable. Now remember, we're talking about 80 million people in this situation. Turning 65 at a rate of 10,000 people every single day. And we see this continuing for the next 10 years. So that's why we've got our eyes on the baby boomers, and they're affecting the market. Now, what's that mean to you in Oklahoma City, or me in Tulsa? You know, what's that mean in Dallas? Here in Tulsa, for example, I know it's kind of comparable to Oklahoma City in the Edmond area, is a 3,500 square foot house, conservatively, keep in mind, is going to be around $300,000. Now, if you're helping a buyer or a seller, like we're going to teach you to do, a common commission is 3%. That's $9,000 to help that seller sell their house or help that buyer go find a house. Now, it's not over, right? These baby boomers are thinking, hey, I need to downsize. I want something one story. I can't deal with those stairs anymore. So again, super conservatively, they've got to go find another house. So you can go help them do that too. Maybe a condo, maybe something low maintenance. Even super conservatively, $150,000. Now I want to tell you, $150,000 is less than our average sale by quite a bit. But let's say $150,000 to keep it realistic. Another 3% commission is attached to that. That's another $4,500. All said and done in this one transaction, that's $13,500 of commission available to an agent like me or like you. And I'm telling you, people, they are using agents, not that they're looking up in the phone book, not that's the biggest agent in town. They're looking for people just like me and you that they know and trust from work, church, school. We're social, we're networking, maybe even Facebook these days. Maybe even just like we're talking right now, so that's how people are connecting, and we need more people like you to learn how to do this. It's really exciting, and this is a great time. We see this continuing for the next 10 years, and we know that this is before we even start talking about millennials. Millennials is the biggest generation ever, and a matter of fact, it's bigger than the baby boomers. So we know, as long as that sounds good to you, big commissions, it's a great time to get into real estate. Okay, another reason that it's an excellent time to get into real estate, maybe better than any other time, is because how many eyes are on real estate? America loves real estate. How many of you watch TV shows out there right now? Love It or List It, Flip or Flop, so many fix-up rehab shows. I can't even keep up with them, but we love to watch them. Hey, what other job goes home and works all day and then goes and watch TV shows about people doing our job? Do you do that at home? If you're welding, going home, watch some welding shows. That's just not something that happens, but real estate, people love real estate. And so listen, if we're in a sales industry, in a commission industry, and I'm seeing my same group of friends, my same circle of friends, it's just easy. It comes up. People talk to me about real estate. I don't have to feel super salesy and go out and say, hey, all of my friends, hey, do you want to buy and sell real estate? You know what? We go out, we have dinner, and they say, hey, what's going on in the market? Hey, do you really help people like they do on TV, flip a home? I've always thought about investing, or hey, you know what, this house turned up on the corner. I've always wondered what it looked like inside. Could you look that up for me? Those are what happens, and this just happens. I'm helping people. People want to buy a home. They want to move up. They want to buy their first home. They want to make an investment. They've dreamed of a lake home, right? I am helping people. I'm not selling to people. So that has all made it so much easier. Facebook, Instagram, all these social media networks, they make it so easy, and it's just made that all eyes are on this industry. So it's easy to jump into, even part-time. We're not saying you have to give up your full-time job. As a matter of fact, we love part-time agents, and we encourage part-time agents because, as you saw before with the example of the commissions, there are amazing commissions available, and that can all happen part-time. So we know it's an excellent time to get into real estate, probably the best ever. Let's talk about Kevo Properties and what makes us different. Okay, so why Kevo Properties? We know it's a great time to get in the industry. We know it's a great time to be selling real estate. But there's some facts that we're not happy about in the market we have to address. There's about 350 different offices. There's about 4,500 realtors, right? That's pretty standard. But 87% of all realtors are failing within the first 2 years. And we think that's a terrible statistic. What other business are you in that 87% are failing? We know that we can do better. But why does that happen? Let's talk about it. If you get your real estate license, which I'm going to tell you how to do, you have to pick a brokerage, one of these offices, right, to hold your real estate license under. They're legally responsible for you. If you go sell a $175,000 house, which is very average, a normal commission would be about 3%. That's $5,250. And if you're new, never been in the industry, need help, you're gonna sign on with a brokerage, and typically that split is gonna be about a 50-50 split. Now, some people might say, hey, no, we've got a 60-40, we've got a 70-30. We can math it all out. And most brokerages, if we look at if there's fees involved, all costs involved, it's roughly about a 50-50. So that has you going home with $2,625. That's pretty good money. It sounds like a great deal. No wonder the broker is super excited for you to join them. They're literally making half the money. Okay, but let me explain the problem. We just talked about the broker was literally making half of your sales. So of course he's super excited for you to be successful. But here's the thing. An average brokerage needs 100 to 150 agents to pay all the bills, to make everything work. So that makes that broker's job, instead of taking care of you, it makes it recruiting, right? He has to add agents one after the other, because remember, 87% of the agents were failing. So if he's busy adding agents, how's he able to help you, right? 87% of 100 to 150 people failing every single year. That's an amazing amount of failures. That leaves only 13% of the agents succeeding. And let me tell you, there's some great agents. Maybe they know somebody, maybe they have a big builder client, maybe they just have a knack for the business. There's agents over here making $100,000 to $300,000 every single year. But with 87% of agents failing, it still creates this broker only being able to focus on keeping the seats full. So how's he able to help? What if we're a new agent? Why don't we just ask our friend that started at the same time? Or maybe our friend we made in the office, but they're equally new and equally untrained. So you think, you know what? I'm gonna ask one of these successful agents. And as much as I don't wanna say it, it's a 1099 industry. We're all our own little business. They're not gonna share their knowledge with you. They're not gonna teach you how to take money from them. So a lot of times their doors are closed and they're not open to helping. So lastly, you think, you know what, I'm gonna go to the broker and talk to him. And again, as much as he cares, with 87% of the failing, there's nothing that they can do. And we see this cycle over and over. Now, it's not over yet. Who out there pays to go to work? Does anybody pay to go to work? I know I don't like to pay to go to work, but in real estate, hey, welcome to the industry. Maybe it's $100 to $150 just to be a part of these offices. Can you believe that? And if you really start taking a close look, like we do, most of these offices are making more money feeding their own agents than selling real estate. Wait a minute, I thought we were selling real estate. Well, no, most of these big brokerages that you see around town are making money off their agents. And Kevo Properties doesn't want any part of that. We only want our agents to be successful. And so what we've done to change this broken model is amazing. Okay, so what are we doing differently at Kevo Properties to make sure our agents are super successful and make sure we're not falling into the same traps that everyone else is? Well, first off, our owner started it all just a little over 9 years ago, Steve Burris. Steve Burris, before real estate, was working for a major corporation. And when he started there, they had about 50 stores. He grew with them all the way over to 500 stores, and that's thousands and thousands of employees. So he brought that knowledge to the real estate industry, and he's really helped us start our Kevo system. The first thing he saw wrong with the real estate industry, where else can you have an 87% failure rate and this guy not be the very first one fired? But for some reason in real estate, that's just common, and they just allow this to keep happening over and over. We thought that was a major problem. The second thing was, what other company do you know of where 100 and 150 people report directly to one person, right? It's destined for failure. We knew that wouldn't work. That will not work in real estate either. So what can we do to fix it? And this is what we've done. Our successful agents, the ones that know how to write contracts, how to find buyers, how to find sellers, they know everything about real estate. We do not want them, leaving the company, and we want them to help run the company. So we plug our successful agents in as a direct resource to our brand new agents. No other company does that. You're gonna have access to these guys 24 hours a day. Texting them, calling them, work with them in person, work with them in the field. We know that's going to be the fastest way for you to succeed. So we know that's the way to succeed, is to have you plugged into agents that know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how to tell you to use your time. They know exactly what to not do and how not to run into all the problems that thousands of agents have done in the past. And we give you direct access to them. We know that it's not possible for one broker to train an entire company. So we see a huge success rate with our brand new agents. Now here's another thing we do. We cannot be saying that we're going to train you in the field and one-on-one and still charge you fees. That doesn't make any sense. And remember, we're here for you to succeed. We're here to sell real estate. We're here to make a commission, right? That's what you're here for. So we are going to have no monthly fees at Kevo Properties. None at all. No copy fees, office fees, insurance fees, no hidden fees, right? No fees. So this way, we put our money where our mouth is. You're gonna succeed, or we're all not gonna succeed together. So we know that it's gonna be a great situation for you to come in as a new realtor and be super successful right off the bat. Now I know what you're thinking. It's too good to be true. Why would these successful agents want to teach you how to sell real estate, how to make more money, right? Why would they teach you everything that they've been learning for years? Well, we thought the same thing. This can't be everyone for themselves. We don't like that atmosphere. We want to help everybody, and we want our successful agents to have the ability, and you, to build a big business. So when you learn the industry, every step of the way, you're able to add to your business. We're going to teach you how we do that through the Kevo system. But most importantly, you experienced agents out there that are looking for a home to build a big business, to not have any ceiling from your income level. We want to invite you to check out our system, because by helping others, and we call it leveraging our time and knowledge on others, on our agents, you're able to build the biggest business as you would like within Kevo Properties. So we know that it's part of the broken model for the brokerage to be taking 50% of the commissions. That's part of it that just didn't work. But also, we know that we cannot take more money out of the new agent's pocket. We're not gonna do that either. So what we do, the brokerage has realized, hey, how do you get people to help others? You financially incentivize them, paid by the company. So the broker's portion is cut up and split, and we do help. We pay our successful agents to help our newest agents, and it's a win-win. Okay, so we know right now is an amazing time to get into real estate. We know Kevo Properties has an easy system to help you get started part-time or full-time. So I'm gonna have a button pop up right now, and you can sign up for real estate school. It's called Kevo University. It's our online university program. It's about 23 chapters. Go at your own pace. Read a little information, take a quiz, right? That's gonna help you set and pass the Oklahoma real estate license. And that's what you need to join Kevo Properties, so we can get you trained and out in the field and starting making those great commissions on the side or full time. I can't wait to meet you. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Or if someone brought you to this webinar, if they referred you to watch this webinar, put their name and who referred you. And if you don't know anybody, put Justin Lewis. I'm the broker here, and I'll make sure you're gonna get hooked up with an amazing mentor. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you for tuning in.